motorcycle road racing is a dangerous game. You make one mistake and it could be your last. This rider smashed his leg badly, but he lived to tell the tale. Others won't be so lucky. Every year in May, a small island off the British coast abandons its conservatism to play host to an alien tribe. Tens of thousands of bikers from all over the world invade the island. The Isle of Man TT races have begun. In a series of races, competitors risk all to be the fastest in the toughest, most dangerous motorbike tournament there is. A lot of people will get injured in the next fortnight. Some competitors, some fans. A few will die. It happens every year. In TT races, riders set out at 10-second intervals. The winner is the one who completes the course in the fastest time. The race is against the clock, driving competitors to go ever faster. Most riders are amateurs paying homage to this motorcyclist mecca. But there are also professional riders like 27-year-old Mark Flynn. He hasn't yet taken the TT title, but this year he's really out to win. Mark's riding 3 bikes for Suzuki. One of them a new and, for him, a relatively unknown superbike.
It's the biggest challenge in the road racing world, really. Because you've got 37 miles of... You've got wet, you've got dry, you've got fog, you've got corners, you've got hills, you've got bumps, you've got everything. And I'd like to win it. That's another thing. It's just my main event for the year. The key to success is to use your head, really. If things aren't going right, you've got to get them sorted rather than carry on. Because anything can go wrong around here. I can't even remember the amount of times I fell off a motorbike. I broke every limb in my body, bar my left leg, and pins and plates. It comes with the sport. Most riders have got steel in them somewhere. So it's just the learning curve. Road racing crashes, I've been very lucky, and I've only fell off on slow corners, and I've hurt myself, but I haven't really hospitalised myself for more than like a day. But on when I was 18-year-old on motorbikes, I went through the back of a van and broke both arms at once, so that learned me a bit of a lesson. Got to get back on a bike quick after a crash though, before you lose your confidence. If you think about crashing too much, then you maybe won't crash, but you just won't go very fast because you'll be too cautious.
In between races, all comers are free to try their luck on the TT course, which, unlike conventional races, follows the open road. After the start line in the centre of the Manx capital, Douglas, the 37-mile course heads west across the island. It twists through narrow valleys full of sharp bends and even stone walls at the roadside. This section has claimed scores of lives over the years. Along the west coast, the course passes through 3 villages, each a high-speed obstacle course of houses, walls, lamp posts and phone boxes, all still there, even when the roads are closed to traffic during racing. The TT is now excluded from the World Grand Prix Championships. It's just too dangerous. Midway round the course is Balloch Bridge, a fast chicane with a jump in the middle. Several people have died at the bridge. The track then heads steeply uphill onto the open section known as the Mountain. Here the surface is smoother, though there are black spots like Brandywell where many riders have been killed. This bike is now doing 155 miles an hour, and anyone who dares can go up to 180 or more on the mountain, but what happens at these speeds if you suddenly hit fog and rain? Even the smallest error of judgment can spell disaster. Many islanders take great pride in the TT races and feel that it's part of their heritage. Mike and Celine Kane, a local husband and wife team, have built their own motorcycle sidecar. Sidecar racing is a local favourite. Their goal is to be the first Manx couple ever to complete the course.
It seems to be an inbuilt thing that if you live on the Isle of Man, you've got to like bikes. I think it must be an ambition for most of the motorcyclists who live on the island to be able to go around the TT course on the roads closed. I could never imagine me not riding the TT. Definitely in the blood.
Terrible bug when it gets you.
I think it's about half, yeah.
Well, with Michael always testing, when he first started driving, we had to go to Derby to test quite a lot. And of course, you always need somebody to sit in, even just to go up and down the runway. And the faster he went, the better I liked it. So I said, yeah, I really do need to have a licence to do this properly, don't I? And he said, yes. I said, fine, let's get started. And that was it.
The first week of the TT is practice week, where every competitor's got to complete at least 4 laps of the course at high speed. For sidecars, that means averaging 85 miles an hour. Only then will you qualify to take part in the racing proper the following week. Wade Boyd comes to the TT every year, all the way from San Francisco. He'll ride anything he can beg, borrow or steal, just for the hell of it. He's just acquired and decorated a rather dodgy second-hand sidecar rig. Wade's pretty confident about achieving his goal of just getting to race, though he hasn't tried his new rig out yet.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'll qualify. I usually don't have a problem with that. This is new. These first 2 laps, I'm sure will be a little on the slow side compared to what I should do or whatever, but I got to get used to the equipment. My passenger is Rory O'Connor. He's a buddy of mine from San Francisco, and we've been riding together for a year.
It's a good friendship. Yeah, I've known him for a couple of years now. We've raced in the circuits in the U.S., and yeah, we have a good time together. He's a great driver. I totally trust him. I have a lot of fun with him.
All right, ready, come on. Go! Hold on.
Sidecars don't have starter motors. You have to bump start them. And the seeds of doubt are sown even before they get going. All through practice week, bikers are still streaming onto the island and crowds gather for traditional biker fun. Their cheeky excessors put enough money into the island's coffers to last the rest of the year.
People come down here at night just to see the atmosphere, see what's going on. Well, people tend to hang about behind the barriers and watch people pulling wheelies and doing donuts, and there's the odd streaker. It's all good fun, there's no problem with it. Well, when you consider the number of bikers that we've got, I don't think you can label them as troublesome. It's only the odd one or two. But there are in the region of 14,000 bikes, plus their riders and passengers. When you consider that we're a force of about 213, and you've got all these thousands and thousands of bikers, then it just shows that we have got a good relationship, because if they wanted to, they could run amok and we couldn't control them.
It's 4:30 in the morning on day 3 of practice week. The roads will be closed for 3 hours from 5 until 8. Already more than 20 riders have crashed, but so far no one's been killed. It's Trevor Stokes' first time at the TT. He sells motorbikes for a living and has long dreamed of taking part in the races.
I've always wanted to do the TT since I was 10 years old, when my dad brought me over here. I saw these guys going around here, and that's the sort of racing I wanted on the open roads. My training started back in February. I've been coming over doing 23 laps a weekend, and now I'm up to 348 laps I've done. It's about 12,000 miles this year. It is the ultimate road race. It's so long, so hard, and so fast. It's just what every rider wants to do. The adrenaline rush doesn't really happen until you actually set up on the start-finish line. There's nothing that can give you a rush like that. It's probably better than sex.
After a scary practice lap, Mark Flynn's mechanics are having to make adjustments on the spot to the new superbike. If they don't get it right, he could be in real trouble.
It's all over the road. We won't go in a straight line. Well, we've effectively kicked the rake angle out of the front steering to try and stop it. It won't go in a straight line. Ready? Yep. Fucking better have now. Is it all tight? Yep. Check the damper again. Steering damper. Oh, someone's loosened it off, have they? Oh, no. Check oh, no. Okay, up. We've got the bars. Yeah.
It seems that best of bikes isn't living up to expectations for Mark.
I quite like it for us, I suppose. Yeah, that's more
boyish, isn't it? I think it's for a boy anyway.
Oh, yeah, it will be.
Is it?
Yeah.
Mark's wife Lynn is pregnant with their first child, and she's decided not to put herself through the ordeal of practice week. She'll join in for the second week for the big races.
When I first found out I was a rider, it didn't bother me at all. It's only as I got more aware of the sport that I realised there was a lot of dangers involved.
Decision made.
It's only when you've actually seen it and you see how fast they go, and there's people, names that you start to recognise, and people get injuries, and you start to realise how dangerous it can be. But you accept that people have got hobbies and they do what they want with their lives, so you can't stop people doing what they want.
Or whatever his name, we'll want one of those. Yeah.
Having a baby definitely enters the equation, but it's what he thinks about that. Having a child isn't blackmail to him. It's still his decision what he wants to do. There's a lot of racers have children and still race.
The movements of every rider are monitored by officials in the control tower, and every incident on the course is phoned into them. Even if a bike just breaks down, they'll be told, so they can tell the riders' backup teams. It's from here, too, that the medical helicopter is sent to all accidents on the track. A special phone line is kept clear for emergency calls.
To Davies Control. Airman Control, pass your message over.
Okay, helicopter required.
Okay, the helicopter's on the way. Okay, thanks. Okay. He doesn't... He's conscious. He seems to be okay. The paramedics are looking after him.
It swings and roundabouts. We can go for practice sessions with no incidents, and others, it just happens. I mean, the conditions, as you've seen out there, are fairly ideal. The roads are dry, the debris is all being cleared off the road. It's just, a lot of them are newcomers that have been coming off, and it's just an experience, I'm afraid.
Travis TT started well. In the early practice laps, he's recorded lap averages of 106 miles an hour, making him the fastest newcomer on the track. But his hopes are dashed, not by a crash, but by mechanical failure. His bike broke down at Balloch Bridge. His backup team will be worried until the tow tells him he's okay.
Me doing the racing hasn't been easy for me because my dad's a policeman and my mum works at the doctor's. My dad spent a lot of his time picking people up off the floor who have been injured in motorcycle accidents, and my mum always sees the consequences with all the injuries at the doctor's, so it has been hard to try and convince them that motorcycling is good for me.
Give the policeman your details. 55 white, any messages he'll pass them on.
When I put the bike against the wall, I had to be on my own for 10 minutes just to cool down, because there wasn't a happy bunny. Not at all.
Balloch Rain has started missing. Got it through to Rencullen. It's stopped. It's already stopped once. Got it fired up again, but coming into Balaf it cut out again, so gutted.
Mark's second lap on the superbike hasn't left him any happier.
There's been a 4-bike crash at the top of Big Arrow, and they're stopping you, so you can't get a quick lap in, really. But the bike's going good, production bike, but the superbike, I still can't get to grips with it. I can go faster on the street bike than I can on the Formula 1 bike, all over the road. It doesn't start doing it till about 160, 70 mile an hour, and then it starts to put me in a wiggle. It's not very nice. My advantage is my speed, because it's a super fast bike, and I can't use it, because once I'm getting to 11,000 revs, it starts weaving on the road and I've got to shut off. Otherwise I wouldn't be able to stable it for the corner and I'd shit it.
Just one more, Mark, please, with me son. Thanks very much again. Thanks for your trouble, Mark.
Good luck on the race.
It's needed.
Well, he needs it.
We follow him everywhere we can, you know. We look out for him. He doesn't seem too happy at the moment. Don't know what's happened. I said to him, he said he wished he looked then, and he said I could do with it. Whether it's over the bike not suiting him, whether it's too fast for him, or whether he said the bars were shaking a bit, didn't it, speed.
That's all we know, right?
Well, he should be taking another one out. There's 2 bikes here for him, but it looks as if he's not bothering.
He's always in the top.
He's a fast lad, and
always flying.
We've seen him come through there before and scared us out of our wits. Marvellous. Oh, well, we're going to have a cup of tea now then, eh?
By the 4th day of practice, the helicopter's been called out 16 times to pick up injured riders. The 17th call is to a fatal accident. A local Manxman, Mike Casey, came off at over 130 miles an hour and was killed instantly. His bike broke in half and the petrol tank was hurled through the roof of a nearby cottage.
When we come here, we know it can happen to all of us. There's not one day I go in the pits and think it's not going to happen to me. I know it can. The rider who was killed will feel exactly the same way as that. It does upset all the riders, it does upset people in the pits. When we're all together in the pits, the news will get round that someone's been hurt or killed. And it will upset us all, but we all know that probably that would be the way to go.
You can't think about the danger you're putting yourself in. If you did, you wouldn't go out and do it. You've got to think of the enjoyment of it. I mean, we all know the dangers are there, and we all know the devastation it leaves when somebody dies and the families are left. But you don't think about it at the time. It's all just gets put to the back of your mind, and you go out and you enjoy what you enjoy doing. You know, get the most fun out of it. I think that's the way most racers would look at it.
Well, just the same as when anybody else gets killed. It's just one of them things. I've lost a lot of friends, and it just happens, and that's it.
Casualties are beginning to mount up. Californian Wade Boyd's TT is turning into a nightmare. Not only is his sidecar playing up, on day 4, he borrowed his friend Joe's bike and crashed it at high speed. He didn't suffer too much, but the bike did. Now it's a question of who pays.
We had a deal, basically, if I broke the bike, I would fix it or replace it or buy it or something like that. And of course we hope not to, but that's what happens, so he's got to figure out what he wants, really. One way or another, I'll get it taken care of. I'm on a borrowed schedule this year. I've borrowed everything from everybody to do this. And Joe's just another one. What can I say? But, you know, I'm going to be taking care of him, but at this moment, I couldn't exactly say how or when.
Because of his fall, Wade is now on the official stop list. To be allowed to go on racing, he's got to take a fitness test in the control tower. The first part of this test is just to haul his ass up the 110 steps of the tower to the chief medical officer.
Okay, lift me up, Push me down, push down.
As all injured riders are given a thorough check-up in hospital after their falls, the tower fitness test is short. A few press-ups are enough to convince David Stevens that Wade is, at least, sound in body.
Okay, that will get you taken off the stop list when you go through scrutiny.
Okay, so I give it to scrutineers.
Okay, best of luck.
Great, thank you.
No, that was fine. He was all right. Well, he's limping a little bit, but he doesn't have any swelling anywhere. He's got full range of movement. Everything works. I can't account for his brain, but you know, you never can you?
Coming to the end of practice week, there have been 30 crashes and 1 death. Now rain threatens to bring the TT to a halt. This is a big problem for Mark. He qualified easily, averaging 117 miles an hour on the superbike, but he still can't get it to handle properly.
They feel softer.
Yeah.
Put some compression. We only take the one bike out tonight in the rain, if the session goes ahead, and just to test if it will pull the top speed, which we think it will, which I think it will. It means we're going to have to do 200 miles an hour in the rain, yeah, tonight, yeah, on that.
I do worry a little bit when he goes off racing now, which is only natural. Anybody would. When he's first gone off racing, it's peaceful and quiet for a little while, and then it gets lonely. It's quiet. Usually he's travelling wherever he's going to start with, and then when he's actually practicing, I know that he's out on the bike, and I want him to ring me afterwards to let me know that he's okay.
We're putting the power back on. I'm waiting till...
Trevor has qualified to race, and his chances of getting through in one piece have improved immeasurably. Steve Hislop, who retired in '94, is a legendary TT rider with 11 wins to his name and the fastest lap record ever. For Trevor, Steve's advice could be the difference between winning and losing, surviving the race or crashing.
Sort of style, you know? You'd just be trying to get your knee probably on the apex here. The wheels of the bike would be just 14 inches, 15 inches out sort of style. Your knee would just be sort of on what would have been the continuation of that white line. From about here, you'd be starting to pick it up a bit on the power, and you're maybe waiting a little bit longer.
Yeah, I'm waiting till I can see the last bail.
Quite a lot of time in, say, Monday morning practice, a lot of newcomers have maybe crashed into the bales there.
Yeah.
And yet, you know, if I was going to lose it, I'd be way up
at
there.
the end of the bales.
It's the last day of practice for the sidecars. Mike and Celine's week has gone well. Celine's confidence is growing, even at the jump at Balloch Bridge. They're lapping in about 25 minutes, well within the qualifying time. But Wade and Rory's problems haven't gone away. Their best lap time is over 30 minutes, far too slow.
Well, go try to get a cap. Go try to find a cap. Somewhere? Anybody.
To make matters worse, their luck is literally evaporating.
Just get it on hand.
Be right back. Once it got hot, the pressure kicked in, boom. Next thing you know, my face was just completely covered.
There are only a few minutes to fix it and get back out on the circuit before the practice session closes.
Yeah, that'll fit.
We got a few minutes now.
Piece of cake.
We need another lap. We're gone right now. I'm putting my helmet back on and you calling for Wade. Let's go.
Go. Cool. Are we gassed up?
Well, no, we haven't gassed up. Get the gas, David. Yeah, just take it easy on the gas, right? We've got a hot engine.
1 minute, boys. 1 minute?
Yeah. 1 minute here.
Come on!
Give me a tie wrap.
God!
He says 1 minute and they cut us off.
So close.
With his last chance to qualify gone, all Wade can do now is to lodge an appeal. But can he persuade the officials to bend the rules for him and let him race? As the qualifying week ends, there's a day off for the racers. It's officially known as Mad Sunday.
Mad Sunday. Everybody seems to tend to want to take a lap, whether they be visitors to the island or locals. And you cram that many bikes and vehicles in such a small area, and then people tend to ride a little bit quicker than they should, shall we say. And unfortunately, they end up crashing, stretched to the limit, picking up the pieces. Switch off! Double white lines exist for your safety, okay? Yeah. You stay well inside, they've not come down the outside. Okay, where you go.
Thanks, Bob.
Traditionally, it's the day when all the fans have a go for themselves on the track, but this year there are so many bikers out that gridlock seems inevitable.
Here, like people believe, waiting for people to come off motorcycles. Often think it from a biker's point of view. If you're riding past and you see ambulances or ambulance vehicles dotted around the course, that you're sort of like vampires waiting for blood. But it's not the case at all. I mean, what we're here for is to provide a fast response and provide pre-hospital care treatment. But you can see today, it's a perfect day. It's lovely, the road surface is dry, but it's not a closed road. You've still got the traffic coming towards you and the traffic following you. Problem is that some of them do ride where they don't expect the unexpected. Someone who's cutting a corner or taking a racing line, such as this bend here, and someone doing the same coming from the other direction, and they're going to hit head on.
The night before the sidecar race, Celine and Mike get together with their supporters, whose generosity they depend on.
We'd be lost without our sponsors. Yeah. Mike's boss has been very good in giving him the time to build it. My firm coughs up some money every year as well. And then we have smaller companies who donate what they can just to keep us on the road. Graham and Danny out at the Liverpool Arms have been very good. They bought us the new engine for this year, and they've helped us with fundraising out at the pub as well.
A friend of us slipped us a cheque last week for £10. It's just a little bit towards fuel, and every little bit helps.
The second week and racing proper has begun. With the practices behind them, now it's time to go for it flat out. For Mike and Celine, this is the day. Their race has already been delayed twice by bad weather.
The forecast is pretty good for about a 2-hour slot at lunchtime, so it just depends on the mist on the mountain.
There are also a lot of damp patches under the trees and the surface water in the veranda area.
So at the last minute, Mike's dilemma is whether to use wet or dry tyres.
Go for it. Just change it. Change it. Just hope this is the right choice. It'll be wet under the trees, surface water lying on the veranda. With living here all the time, you tend to know where the deepest puddles are going to be. So I might change it again, yeah.
You better not.
I had to put in an appeal because we didn't actually qualify because of that water cap problem. The car's going fast enough. You know, I wrote it down. It's fast enough. My times are good enough, but I didn't officially do the time, so it's down to a decision of the jury or whatever, which is like 5 people. So
hopefully they're out of their meeting or whatever they're doing.
And came up with a good decision, with a yes. So we're looking for him.
So you're going to go in there now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Extremely nervous now. It's not worry yet, it's anticipation really. And we've been waiting so long for this. It's a bit hard to believe that we're actually going to get going now. This is as far as we've got since the weekend, that we've actually managed to get into Leathers. Butterflies. Don't know whether to laugh, cry or throw up at the moment. But this is a big race for me. I've waited a long time for this one. I had to pull out due to injury last year, which was absolutely devastating. And I've worked really hard for the last 8 months to get strong and fit, build the stamina, strengthen all the muscles again, so that I wouldn't have injury this year. I've always wanted to do the TT, to walk across the stage at the Villa Marina and get a finish with a medal. I don't care where we finish. It can be last for all I care, as long as we get finished. That is the ultimate goal. So, say now that we're finally getting to go, I feel dreadful.
Okay, Wade, now you've got an application in here to ride in the sidecar race. And as you know, I've gone through the qualify what is required by the regulations, and you know the regulation what as I do, you've got to have lapped under the time. Your best lap is over 30 minutes. I cannot let you start on that, Wade. I'm very sorry, but the rules are there for the very best of intentions, so I can't bend the rule that far, and neither can anybody else.
You know, they love their rules. You know, that's why we left these countries 200 years ago. You know, we have rules too, and we're trying to catch up. And I live in San Francisco, which is a place that we try to get away from those rules. You know, but.
Hopefully, if they don't notice it on the start line, I've got my back heat, my pipe, essentials in case we stop. I've got 10 quid in there so we can have a few beers if we happen to stop at a pub. I've got Slane's essential lipstick, but it might stop me from going out with it, so I'm hiding it at the moment. But I don't really suffer from nerves that much. I tend to shut off from it. You can always find me propped up against the wall somewhere, either getting ready to fall asleep or smoking on my pipe.
Really think of an awful lot. Going over Cronkavody Straight, I was thinking, now what can I think about now? Because there really isn't much to think about in between the corners. All sorts of things popping in and out of your mind, like, you know, what you fancy to eat when you get back, and is the pork roast van still going to be behind the grandstand, and is it going to be open? Little things just pop in and out. It's only when I can feel like changing gear and I think, oh, right, better see where we are or where we're up to. And I just pop a little look up just to see and then start getting myself ready for whichever corner we're coming to.
If you were that bothered about the dangers, okay, everybody accept the dangers involved, but nobody has forced us to go out there. We go out through our own choice, and we choose to go out and enjoy ourselves.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
If ever I go, I'd like to go doing something I enjoy, and racing is what I enjoy. You're gonna go, you're gonna go. Absolutely ecstatic. It's a feeling I just never thought I would ever experience.
when we came down from Signpost on the last lap, our local policeman was stood with the marshals on the corner, and he'd watched us going around every lap, and every lap there was a thumbs up. But on the last time, he was going like this. He was jumping up and down, and everybody that was around that section, all the public, they were all cheering and clapping and waving. And I just thought, I just don't believe this. People are actually glad we've made it. And I'm afraid I started crying by that point. And I cried all the way across the line. But it was absolutely fantastic experience.
Well done, you.
Mike and Celine finished in 44th position, but they did become the first Manx husband and wife team ever to make it to the checkered flag.
Well done.
The last day of the TT is the big day. It starts with a production race where riders use ordinary road bikes. Both Mark and Trevor have qualified for the race.
I'm a little bit, but a bit more than what I would like, but after about 3 or 4 miles I'll know I'm alright or I'm not. So I'm normally okay until they play that national anthem, and then I get a bit, ooh. But I'm alright now, but when they play that, if the bike is good, we'll do alright. But if it's not, then I'll have to treat this race as a practice for the senior. Because you can't afford to ride a bike that doesn't handle properly around here. But we'll get it right.
I'm still trying to keep in my head what Steve said to me, just don't worry about it and ride as if you were riding on the road on a normal day, and you'll go quicker doing it that way. So I'm just trying to keep like that at the moment. But the nerves are still coming through.
Mark, on the blue and white bike, got off to a flying start, and he was soon leading his class of the race. Trevor, on the black bike, started well too. His first laps were quick and he felt he was in with a chance.
When you come in, you know you've gone quick, you know you've gone smooth, and you can't wait to get back to the pits to see your mechanic who's got the stopwatch and see what time you've done. But sometimes it's strange, you think you've gone quick and you haven't, and sometimes you'll like take it easy and you've gone a lot quicker.
Mark's production bike saw him home safely at race-winning speeds. In the last lap, Trevor suddenly got into trouble. His gearbox began to break up, but he remembered Steve Hislop's advice, kept cool, and managed to finish in 49th place.
Steve Hislop's just been a god. He's helped me so much. Today when we were racing, I was thinking, I could still hear his voice, and I was thinking of what he said going into every corner. If I hadn't done what he'd said and cooled down, and I might have crashed. But I was just trying to keep myself under control, listen to what he said. If you have any problems, just take it easy and drop it down a bit and all that sort of stuff. And that's probably what made me get the finish in the end.
Mark's road bike held good and brought him his first TT win in the production race. His final challenge is to ride the unpredictable superbike in the last race, the senior TT, the fastest, most dangerous race of them all.
The worst thing that can go through your mind is obviously crashing, but once them little flickered thoughts go out your mind, it's just you want to get out and have a good time. If I can win, there is good rewards. There's not a lot of money in motorbike racing, so we'd be better to do it for nothing really. But here is where we do get a little bit of money, but it leads you onto other things. If you win a TT, sponsorship is not a problem, and you could probably get a career out of it, and that's really what I'm aiming for. In good conditions, and if we've got everything set up, I enjoy it apart from the start line to Ramsey, which is a proper road race. Very bumpy, terrible surface, everything against the odds.
Today's control. Airbag control, pass your message over.
Mark Flynn came off a Black Dub. He was knocked out. He recovered consciousness in the aircraft, and he's now in Nobles Hospital, but we don't know the nature of any other injuries at this stage.
I was in the grandstand and I knew I was timing his laps and he was a minute over, so I knew there was something wrong, but first thing is you think he's broken down because you haven't heard anything on the commentary. I said to his dad, it was sat next to me, he's laid back. So his dad disappeared to find out. But it was awful. In the car, on the way to the hospital, you don't know whether he's dead or he's going to be sat up laughing at you saying what you're worried about when you get there. You just don't know. You really don't know. And that's the worst bit. But when we got there, the casualty department are absolutely brilliant. They let you see him straight away so you know he's still alive, but they don't give you any false... They don't say he's going to be all right because they haven't had time to check him out. And it was horrible seeing him there with his leathers cut open. But I could see he was still breathing, still alive, and it's weird that the way that you kind of go a bit numb and you handle it. It makes you realise that he's not invincible. It can happen to him, even though I always felt like it never would. But it can. And whether he'll feel the same, or like all these other races you see, they just get back on. I don't know. I don't know how he's going to feel. It is, I suppose, in a way, a warning. It can happen. It can happen to anybody.
I broke both bones in this shin. There's a pin all the way down with them screwed together. Screwed to both sides of the pin. And also I broke the heel in 3 places, but they're just going to leave that because that feels more or less like it's going to be alright. And then I broke some bones on the front of this foot here. They can't do anything for them, but I've smashed the heel. There's nothing left of the heel, so it's got an operation in the morning. And I've done these metacarpals, is that what it's called?
Is that the carpals are down?
Well, them bones up there anyway. They've pinned both, just them 2. Well, I took a bang on the head, but I'm alright now, I think. I've just got a bit of memory loss. I'm full of holes.
In one way, Mark was lucky. A rider was killed in both of the races on the final day, bringing the death toll to 4 for the 1998 TT. Despite that, Trevor will be back next year and will do better. Wade and Rory are down but not out, dreaming of future laps at lightning speeds. 11 racers were injured and 1 died in the sidecars. But Mike and Celine plan to build a new, faster machine for next year